And we're delighted, of course, that we prevailed so far on this.
It is a big win for rural school districts, but it may be a short-lived one. You see, they've been fighting a new statewide rule to require 180 days in the classroom each school year. Now, many of those districts have operated on a 4-day week for years.
But recently, a judge blocked that rule from going into effect, at least for now. But it is, of course, almost guaranteed the battle will only continue since the PED and the governor are two of the strongest supporters of that 180-day requirement. This recent decision comes from a lawsuit that 53 school districts filed against the state last month.
Spencer Schott has been following all the back and forth ever since this came up at the Roundhouse in the last session, Spencer.
Yeah, this latest ruling is giving those district leaders some hope. More than 30 districts, many of them rural, are operating on a 4-day school week. And this 180-day rule would essentially force them to add days without additional state funding. But the judge only decided that rule should be put on hold for now.
We feel like we have a well-defined case. We believe that we are showing the interest of most school districts in New Mexico.
It's a victory for more than 60% of New Mexico school districts. Back in April, these districts sued our state's public education department, claiming the law is clear. PED is only allowed to require a certain amount of instructional hours, not classroom days. And this weekend, a judge agreed, issuing this restraining order preventing PED from enforcing their 180 school day rule.
I was really excited because the temporary restraining order helps all of my 4-day school weeks and all the 4-day school weeks across the state be able to put in their budget for a 4-day school week, which is what they wanted to do all the time.
State Representative Gail Armstrong has opposed the 180-day rule from the beginning. She and other lawmakers supported requiring districts fulfill a certain number of instructional hours, which would allow for 4-day school weeks to stay in place. Like Cimarron schools, who have been doing this for decades, successfully. The district was in the top 20 statewide for test scores last year.
Cimarron School District has been a 4-day week approved every year by the state of New Mexico since, guess the year, 1974.
Stan Rounds is the executive director of the New Mexico Superintendent Association. In his role, he has visited every single school district in the state. He says each district has its own unique challenges, and they should be able to decide what's best for their students, families, and teachers.
We believe the local control is important. The local boards of education are elected for a reason, that they are brought on to do the work of the community.
The next hearing in this case will be next Monday in Portales. The state will get to argue why the 180-day rule should be in place, but in the meantime, the 4-day school week will be allowed for this next school year. Now, Representative Armstrong also added PED Secretary Arsenio Romero has accepted her invitation to ride on a school bus in Catron County later this month to see the issues that kids in that district face, including extremely long bus rides, which is just one reason why they have a 4-day week in the first place.
Well, we'll see how that bus ride goes, and of course that following hearing that you talked about, Spencer. Yeah. Thanks.